Alright, good morning. Welcome back to casa.texpina. We're on build day number 265. So today we got our general labor crew back on site. We'll watch them, see what they're working on. I believe most of it is painting is the primary focus. We've got a lot of touch-up, and they're still working on the sanding and painting for the drawers and cabinets pretty much throughout the house, and some parts of the garage in the utility room, for instance. Let's go ahead and get started. One of our painters on the inside is Mr. Ricky's starting to work on the baseboards here in the walk-in closet for bedroom number 2. This will be the first coat of, let's see, it looks like a little bit of the base coat, base paint, and then the actual finish paint on the top of that. So that's what he's going to be working on, at least for this morning. Okay, and out in the garage area, in the utility room, Mr. Stanley is getting started with putting the macias, or the glazing putty, wood putty, onto our cabinets here, so we can get these prepped for paint. Once these get painted, then Miss Emie and I can call to get the washer and dryer installed. Yes, again, we do know how to put in a washer and dryer. However, the location we bought it from says if they don't do the install, we don't get the warranty. So we want to make sure we get the warranty. So hence they do the install. So that's going to be the thing to watch for after the painting is done. So we'll watch the painting here that Mr. Stanley's working on throughout the day. Speaking of more painting, let's go ahead and head over to the what used to be the bunkhouse. Our guys are working over here on, still working on sanding and macias for the drawers. We still have some drawers that are from the coat closet, from the one of the islands. I believe this is the one in the kitchen, and so they've got some different ones, so they're getting ready to, this looks like the last batch of drawers actually. So we should have 6 of the little guys here, 2 of the big ones, and then they'll work on those throughout the day. And you see Mr. Tantan's back with us today, Mr. Jonathan, starting to do a little site cleanup on our what used to be our bunkhouse site. We're down to just a little shanty for them to get out of the sun, and they're picking up everything else, getting it all consolidated. Most of this over here is paint, and then as the engineer's brother-in-law comes by, he will pick up what materials they no longer need here on site and that they can reutilize at another location. So they do have another couple of other construction sites that are starting up that they're working on as well. Okay, some things to note. When you're doing your inspections and things to look for that you want the contractor to come back and take care of at some point before the final. So you know your pre-final inspections, and you're looking around at what needs to be taken care of. Don't forget the outside. There are some of these places and things, you know, even on the outside walls, on the fence wall, things that they did early on that they had gone back and painted or whatever, and still need to be corrected and adjusted. You know, paint on places. You may have places where some of the, not in this particular instance, but some places where the concrete had started to flake away. So you want to make sure you catch those and note them, so that the engineer knows, and the workers also know, that they still have a little bit of work to do on the outside. Not everything is primarily focused on the inside. Okay, just something to keep mind of, let's go ahead and take a quick walk down this here, just down the main fence line. I know there was a spot in particular where you see you get some of the paint had gotten onto the fence, onto the grills, and then you have some places that the where the concrete has already started to chip out, so you want to make sure they get this corrected before you go final. So make sure you pay attention to the small details, because those small details could be big problems at a later point. Morning, Miss Emie. Hey. Getting everything all watered down?
Yeah.
New morning ritual? You guess? Okay, so we called our guys back in from the air conditioning company, the installers. We were running the ACs last night just to test, and noticed that some of the drain lines weren't quite working right. We had some that were still dripping on the outside, which I understand is kind of normal, but if you've got a drain line attached to it, most of it should be going out the drain line. And then we had one unit on the inside, and I'll add in the video here, where you can see it's just gushing down the side of the wall on the inside of the building. So that was this one here, and it was just gushing water down the inside. So we called them last night, and they said they would be back out, and here they are first thing this morning. So always make sure to troubleshoot your equipment, test run it, give it time before you do big move in and put up all the nice furniture and paintings and that sort of thing. Run everything, make sure it all works, no issues. Take a look out here in the garage. Mr. Allen here, our carpenter's busy putting in the last of our smart locks. This is the last one that's going to be going in. And on the inside in the utility room, Mr. Stanley and Mr. Jonathan are doing a little bit of Macias wood putty in the utility room on the shelving and cabinets. That's what they've been working on. These guys are still working across the street over here on the last sets of drawers, getting these guys ready for paint. So still working on the Macias and sanding, and these are the last sets of drawers. These will be going in the islands and other places throughout the house, and then we've got some cabinetry, shelving and stuff that's going in some of the under sink cabinets. Alrighty, finally shows up. This is our generator guy, and he is bringing with him the cable necessary for the auto transfer switch, little cannon plug style cable. And he's going to take a look at connecting our generator panel to the auto transfer switch over by the generator. So he's going to take this apart and do a little testing on it, see how big the load is, and see if it's too much or too little for the generator. Apparently for a 15 kW 12 kilovolt. How's it go? Sorry, it's 15 kVA equals 12 kilowatt, and produces about 43 amps per for a load. anything more than 43 to 45 amps, and it will automatically shut itself off. So he's taking a look to see what's on the load, or what loads on the panel, and then see what we can put on that generator. So here we go, folks. I will put you on sporadically throughout the process. All right, so we're getting started out here on the generator side. He's got the very nice. Yeah, we got the auto transfer switch here. So we tested this out back at his shop yesterday and this morning. Make sure it's all good. And now he's going to open up and we're going to do the connections from the two lines that are coming in from the main panel, or I should say going to the main panel. So they'll connect here. They'll connect into the auto transfer switch and then over to the panel. That way when the auto transfer switch senses that the commercial power is no longer there, it'll kick over and it'll actually automatically start the generator up by itself, provide the power, and then kick it on. When it senses that the commercial power comes back on, it'll automatically turn off and go right back to the system. On the startup, it may have as much as a 10-second delay. On the shutdown, it's almost instantaneous. So he's got the cables here that he needs, his parts, pieces, and tools. I'm going to sit back and watch and try to show you what I can explain. All right, our last smart lock has been installed on the door side anyway. Still have yet to install the strike plate, which will come tomorrow. Actually, that's going to be here. So reason we have it on the garage door is because it was supposed to go here on this door, but this door wasn't big enough or wide enough, and it came with its own style of lock that wasn't compatible with the smart lock. So we decided to put the smart lock here since it is the other entrance into the house. So we got smart lock here, smart lock there, and one on the front door. So that keeps people from going in, or it allows us access into the house without having to carry a key. We can do RFID, we can do passcode, or we can do fingerprint. And if all else fails, it does have a mechanical key. Nice feature, something fun to add in. And Mr. got most of the cabinetry macias, so we still got a little bit to do up here, and then this part tomorrow. So they'll work on that tomorrow and get started with doing a little painting. Once this all gets painted again, once all this gets painted, then we'll be able to get our washer and dryer installed. And this down here. This still got to get painted too. All right, so we're in the middle of a testing phase. He's got it running, connected to a auto transfer switch. Just checking everything, make sure it all works out. If he turns off the power from the commercial, it starts up automatic. I know right now it looks kind of weird because all the lights are on. He said it's just going through a testing phase. We've got an auto transfer cable that's going to go into the auto transfer switch here. That's going to be mounted over here. And then the two lines, load and neutral, both going into the bottom of the box as well. We'll show you this in a little bit. All right. Well, that didn't go as planned. Here it is. We are at 9 p.m. The generator guys just left. We had a little bit of a snag with the way the cables, the electrical cables, were pre-installed by our electricians. It was a different wiring setup than what the generator guys needed, and for some reason they could not pull or remove the pre-run cables from the conduit. Apparently it's thick gauge wire, so it was two number 4 gauge wires run through the conduit that's maybe about 1.5 to 2 inch, and the cables apparently may have become twisted somewhere on the inside. Even with the use of a crane on the back from the back of a truck, they could not pull the wire out. It actually snapped the cable, the electrical cable, when they were trying to pull it out, so it wouldn't come out. So we're going to have to do a little of re-engineering tomorrow. So the generator installer went ahead and ran through all the tests, load, unload, making sure to do the switch over from commercial power to generator power. Just about got everything working. We're down to 1 or 2 settings on the panel for the, one or two settings on the panel for the generator, to where that when it cuts on, that it stays on for more than about 30 seconds. It did everything perfect. They cut the commercial power. Within 5 to 10 seconds, the generator turned on. Once the generator came up to power to where it had enough voltage, then it automatically transferred the load, and it applied the load to it. I had lights in 3 rooms, all the outlets, which we don't have anything plugged into just yet, 3 air conditioners, and 2 refrigerators, and it was still only at about 30% load. So that's going to work out very nicely, I believe, once it's all finally put in place. So tomorrow's adventure is going to be how to put in the new conduit from the auto transfer switch, which has already been mounted next to the maid room's window, and then rerun it underneath the driveway and into the back of the panel. So we'll have a little fun watching that all get done tomorrow, and a little bit of creative engineering. So y'all make sure and come back and see that. Okay, sorry for the late upload. As you can see, it's pitch black out here. I'm hanging out in the Kubo because I've got excellent Wi-Fi. We've got the fiber internet here, and most of the folks back at the house that we're staying in have already hit the sack. So we're going to finish doing the editing and upload from here before we leave, and we will see you guys again tomorrow. So if y'all like today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the casa.texpina star right over here, and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below your view screen. You'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until we see you again tomorrow, have a great afternoon, and God bless.